Welcome in, everybody. Since we're going to be going live here shortly on TikTok, and given all of the, news surrounding TikTok lately, I only felt that would be right if we take just a couple of minutes. I just saw this pop up on my newsfeed, and it's Moist Critical going over the TikTok ban that has just recently been signed by President Biden and put into full effect.
There's two things you would never confuse me as: a tall person and a fan of TikTok. I've made it pretty clear over the years that I think TikTok has been largely detrimental to the development of the younger generation, as well as just overall a negative effect on people as a whole. In particular, the attention span of people. I agree with that. This is going to be something that'll be studied for decades to come. When we reach a point where human beings can't sit down for more than 30 seconds without squirming in their chair if they're not blasted with, finger family jingles and just perpetual stimulation from GTA gameplay and Subway Surfers. I do think it has had a noticeably awful effect on people's brains. However, there is something I love: freedom. To be fair, people were borderline goldfish before TikTok even came out. But all that being said, whenever I go back in and look at my analytics, you literally don't even have, the rule of thumb used to be for a YouTube video or any kind of content, you had 7 seconds to catch somebody's attention. Right? Badco, welcome in. You had 7 seconds to catch somebody's attention, right? On TikTok, right? Do you guys know how, the analytics, right? 75% of people immediately swipe in 2 seconds. You have 2 seconds to do something to catch somebody's attention, and then you have to keep them for that next 7. It is absolutely insane how short everybody's attention span has actually gotten because of TikTok and, extremely, extremely short form content. Dragon, welcome in. How you doing, man? Press the button. Do the thing. Okay, spacebar's not working today. I love it more than Garfield loves lasagna. My blood runs red. My belly's filled with cheeseburgers and brewskis. When I have a birthday party, I ask the attendees to sing the Pledge of Allegiance instead of the Happy Birthday song. If I wasn't a human, I'd be an eagle. That's how much I love freedom. God damn it. God bless. So, I think it's a beautiful thing that we have the freedom to download TikTok and subject ourselves to that fucking mind rot. And this is something that I've covered for a few years now, because this is like a boogeyman that keeps rearing its head occasionally, like some kind of cameo in every season of the United States with the whole TikTok ban. That's been a proposal for years now, but recently it's been gaining a lot of...
Well, not only that, but not only has it been talked about forever, but Trump actually signed a, what is it fucking called? A presidential action to ban TikTok, and that had already gotten overturned in the courts. Granted, this is a little heavier, being that both the House and the Senate have passed it. But, it'll be interesting to see what ByteDance has, to say about it in court and what they do. Because, I don't think it's going to go through either. ByteDance, I don't see them selling TikTok just because of how much money it actually brings in. But yeah, something about the ownership, so it'll take a year. So right now, as it stands, it has 9 months to sell with an extension that'll bring it up to 12 months, right? But if they file a court action, that could delay that even further until there's a ruling on it. That's my understanding anyway. I'm just a fucking dude on the internet. I'm not a lawyer, So take that with a grain of salt. I'm getting the same news you guys are for the most part.
Out of steam. And today, the president has signed a bill that will force a sale of TikTok. And if they don't divest after 9 months, they will be fundamentally banned. So TikTok...
Which, one other thing that I find really interesting and really fucking shady about that is... they have it set up so it happens right after elections, not before, because they think that everybody's just going to go on and forget that our politicians have fucking done this, and not only are trying to take away people's First Amendment rights, gaslight us into thinking oh, China bad, but it's exactly. It's not even, dude, it is wild. Weasel, welcome in, man. Welcome in. How you doing? It's wild, especially because it's like they're taking American rights away and then sending billions of dollars overseas, despite the fact that we have our own problems and, getting into that whole side fucking thing.
TikTok is a very shady app, and there's been a lot of shadiness that's been reported.
Dude, I love that emote.
And it's even been deemed a national security threat due to the potential of China using it to collect data on Americans. This is something I'm sure all of you know. This isn't some kind of surprise.
What did I just say? So like, there was a Congress hearing about the national security, right? They told TikTok that, hey, you need to have your servers and an American company running the info and have an American company be the middleman between ByteDance and the user info. And you know what ByteDance did? TikTok set that up in Texas. They did exactly what they wanted. Like, China cannot get access to American users' information. It already is being filtered through their servers in Texas, like Congress wanted them to. But yet, they're still, toting this whole, national security shit. It's bullshit, man. It's bullshit.
Surprising plot twist here for all of you. And I'm sure all of you also know that there's no such thing as privacy anymore. Every single one of you watching this right now is actively having your data harvested and sold.
Oh, yes.
But typically, your data is being
Harvest
sold
my
by
data,
American
Daddy.
companies. This is pretty rare in that it's a Chinese app that gained mainstream adoption by Americans, thus they are the ones that are getting the data as opposed to American companies. And the government's not super happy about that. So, if TikTok is not divested within 9 months to an approved buyer, then it's going kaput. It's going to vanish.
Which is like, Meta doesn't have these standards. X doesn't have these standards. No other social media company or website is being put through the same kind of scrutiny. And from my understanding, it's like ByteDance isn't even actually Chinese, from what I've been told. Like, it's, was it Philippine? Is it from the Philippines? Anyway.
Like that, it's going to be banned. TikTok CEO has even made a video going over all of this to its users, and it seems like they're going to be fighting tooth and nail here to push back against this. They believe it is unconstitutional. Before showing you the video, I'll read their statement. This unconstitutional law is a TikTok ban, and we will challenge it in court. We believe the facts and the law are clearly on our side, and we will ultimately prevail. The fact is, we have invested billions of dollars to keep U.S. data safe and our platform free from outside influence and manipulation. This ban would devastate 7 million businesses and silence 170 million Americans. As we continue to challenge this unconstitutional ban, we will continue investing and innovating to ensure TikTok remains a space where Americans of all walks of life can safely come to share their experiences, find joy, and be inspired. Now, over the years...
And, I really don't even think it's the security of the data thing. I think the government is just super stressed out about just how fast information flies on TikTok. And, the second anything happens or the government does anything, all of a sudden the entire nation knows about it, and especially the younger generations. And it's that's who you're taking the voices from, because mainstream media is all the same these days. And yeah, they can't and I vote for whoever you want to vote for. But I was listening to a handful of podcasts of RFK Jr. that he was going on because, he's a candidate and I wanted to get to know more about him. And the funny thing is right when COVID kicked off, President Biden signed something into effect that forced Meta to pretty much ban his Instagram and Facebook accounts because of the things he was saying. Even though that all the things that he was saying turned out to be factually correct, it was, dangerous information. So they can't put that kind of pressure on ByteDance and then stifle, whatever the American people want to say.
Years of this TikTok tug of war that we've been seeing in the headlines about will it be banned, will it not be banned? I've kind of flip-flopped on my opinion of that. I negatively view TikTok. I don't have a good impression of it because I think the good on it, which undeniably there is good things that have come from TikTok, by giving everyone a voice, there is moments where it's able to highlight very important problems that are going on, and there are good content creators on there that are providing high quality entertainment and educational entertainment at some points on TikTok. It's also been huge for businesses, just normal mom and pop businesses that have been utilizing TikTok as a way of growing and flourishing. It's been super helpful to a lot of businesses. However,
Love the merch all over,
all
dude.
of this is outweighed by the overall culture that TikTok has kind of fostered.
It came out
the most
so
popular
fucking good.
content is the ones that have Subway Surfers gameplay with cutting soap videos plastered on there, because they know that the audience.
On time, hard pause. This video has been brought to you by Contraband Gaming. My merch is now live, guys. It's fucking lit. We got hoodies, we got t-shirts, we got tank tops, we got snapbacks. The embroidering on the snapbacks is actually like, where we go? We good? There we go. It's actually like really fucking good. Like, it came out really crisp. The hoodies are really fucking soft. They feel really nice. Right? We've got multi-prints. We got a small logo up front. We got the late night lock-in logo on the back. Right? I didn't get a double-sided print for the t-shirts, but like the orange I got for the t-shirts, also with the black, like the orange is an awesome fucking burnt orange. The prints came out really fucking good. You know, the design's incredible. And the quality of the material itself, like, it's light, but it doesn't feel cheap, if that makes sense. Like, it's very comfortable. Anyway, thanks for listening to my my 60-second advertisement. Links are in bio. Feel free to grab you some. And we're back.
Audience can no longer focus on just one video anymore. It needs to be constant stimulation and jingling keys to keep them there, because it has damaged people's ability to focus. And also, a lot of the content that blows up on TikTok is the content that is just literally wrong, like fake garbage that serves just to fearmonger. Like, for instance, the easiest
that's literally all of Facebook. Anything that went like viral on Facebook in the last like 3 years has just been bullshit.
example, the solar eclipse. There were thousands of videos about the solar eclipse about to open up a demon portal because CERN's working behind the scenes during the solar eclipse, or like the red heifer has been sacrificed so the Antichrist is being summoned.
You guys remember that copy pasta that was going around with like all of like the boomers on Facebook where they're like, I do not give Facebook permission to use my photos and data? How'd that work out? Can't put anything on the internet that isn't true anywhere. That just isn't something that you can do.
During the solar eclipse, all kinds of mumbo jumbo that serves just to keep the audience on TikTok scared and stupid, so that way they're constantly spending money to stop being scared.
That's the entire internet.
Stupid. So it's all very, like, there's some evil shit on there. It's also very dangerous, because there's a lot of things that blow up on there that actually just get people killed, like the blackout challenge, or like the Kia challenge where you're stealing cars. I could go on and on shaking my fist like the angry old man on the lawn, but I don't need to, because all of you, I think, know that. But even with all that being said, I still overall feel that it's important that people have the ability to make choices for themselves, and if they choose to download TikTok, they should have the ability to do so.
Yeah, just to touch on that though, it's like, yes, a lot of very dangerous trends did start on TikTok, but since then, the algorithm and the AI and all of the things that the security measures that TikTok has put in place have been insane. Like, try to put something mildly dangerous up on TikTok and your account's going to get fucking nuked almost immediately. Like, now, before you post something, whenever you upload to TikTok, it goes through like an AI screening, you know, and then if it remotely thinks that something you're doing is dangerous, like, it does not get pushed to the For You page. Like, they've changed a lot of that, you know, and that's something that I would have never even realized until I started actually, you know, trying to make an account myself back in January. But yeah, man, like, it's insane. Like, I have a lot of videos of me back when I was in the military operating a tank. And those videos have been flagged several times for, you know, being dangerous or being firearms or a bunch of other things. It's like, I am literally a trained professional in a controlled setting. That is the circumstances of the video. And I've had to get my videos unbanned several times.
I don't like the government being the one to decide what you can and cannot access.
Hell yeah, brother.
In regards to like an app on your phone. Now, in this case, I do recognize that TikTok is significantly shadier than most of the other major companies out there.
Is it though?
But still, I think it is a scary precedent if the government is able to just start banning things that they don't like. Obviously, within reason, if it's just purely illegal content and distributing just a bunch of illegal criminal shit, clearly slap that down. That makes sense. But come on, it's a social media app. Like, who's to say there won't be another major platform or service that pops off in the United States that isn't owned by the United States? And who's to say they won't be like, okay, fuck them. We were able to ban TikTok. Let's go ahead and ban these guys too. It's not American made. We don't want it here.
Hi everyone.
What's up, Flame? Welcome in.
As you may have heard, Congress passed a bill that the president signed into law that is designed to ban TikTok in the United States. That will take TikTok away from you and 170 million Americans who find community and connection on our platform. Make no mistake, this is a ban. A ban on TikTok and a ban on you and your voice.
I don't think there's anyone on the planet that's making the mistake and thinking that it's not a ban. There's no smoke and mirrors here, no diversion. They're not mixing any words here to try and confuse you. It is just straight up a ban. Like, they're not hiding that fact.
No,
they
not at
either
all.
sell TikTok to
I live on TikTok,
buyer,
yeah, a little bit.
Or they can no longer have TikTok in the United States.
Am I live on TikTok? No, not yet.
Because
We're going to be, though.
Expression on TikTok reflects the same American values that make the United States a beacon of freedom. TikTok gives everyday Americans a powerful way to be seen and heard. And that's why so many people have made TikTok part of their daily lives. Rest assured, we aren't going anywhere.
I'm not going to play any more of this because it's mainly just a video letting the community know that they are going to be fighting as best they possibly can against this. And also, a lot of it's just talking about how special TikTok is. Like, it's such a wonderful, joyous place with sunshine and unicorns. Like, you know, it's delightful on TikTok, and we want to preserve that. So that's what we're fighting for. That's not what you're fighting for. You're fighting.
I'm fighting for my fucking career, bro. I've gotten so much exposure on TikTok that I never would have been able to get on YouTube or Twitch or any of that on its own. Like, I would not have been able to get as much traction as I've been able to get, or half of the content creators that aren't as small or aren't as big as, you know, like the big guys. Just the discoverability on the platform is huge for content creators. It's absolutely massive, you know? And like, there's a lot of people I feel like would never kind of understand that because they've already made it. They're already up there. You know, it is extremely difficult to gain followers on Twitch because the way it works is if you have followers, if you have viewers, you're shown. If you don't have viewers, if you have 2 viewers, 3 viewers, 4 viewers, you are at the bottom of like 1,000 people minimum. Just in the middle, a fucking, 2 viewer Andy. And unless you go and find an audience elsewhere and bring them to Twitch, you can almost guarantee that you will not find growth. You need to network and outsource your audience and then get them to follow you to Twitch. It's pretty much the only way Twitch works because that's just the way the website's set up. Versus like TikTok, dude. Every time you upload a video on TikTok, it's like you're throwing a coin in the viral slot machine, dude. TikTok goes off of viewer retention and engagement. Right? So it's like, you don't necessarily have to get a ton of likes, but if you can hold someone's attention for 20 seconds and then get like 20% of that, those people to watch the entire video, it gets pushed more. And then even if the video doesn't go anywhere, your video gets shown to 200 to 300 people. Even if it flops, that's 300 people that at least had it pop up because it gets sent out to a test group.
For TikTok so hard because it's such a massive moneymaker that has a huge adoption in the United States.
It really does, though.
Fuck about the actual culture on TikTok. If you did, there'd be significantly less degeneracy on it, I imagine. There is, like I said, even aside from the data stuff and the spying potential.
Right, but it's like, you've never been on TikTok, and I get that. And I get that, It's changed. It's not a perfect place, but it's not the way it was 5 years ago. It's not the way it was, 2 years ago.
There have been some legitimately shady things going on with TikTok. The reason why they want this so badly to avoid divesting and avoid being banned is because it makes so much money. And they have so many users in the United States that they do not want to lose and they do not want to give over to a different.
No, it'd be a
company,
huge fucking L.
obviously. So yeah, anyway, I guess we'll see if TikTok is banned within the year, and if it is, that's going to be pure fucking pandemonium as people flock to like YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels, I suppose.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's really about it. So yeah.
All right. Well, that's that. Fuck it. I don't think TikTok's going anywhere, man. I really don't. I don't see it happening. I don't see the courts. I mean, the courts might. The courts have done more fucked up shit in the last year than I've seen in my entire life. So the only thing we can do really is wait and see. But until that day comes, man, I'm going to use that tool for as much as I can to get as many people as I can, you know, and get that exposure.